This is Juanqui.
And this is Hulk.
And this is the J&H Podcast.
Let's go.
I hit the function, hit the rose right till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a sticker. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flicker. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city.
Hello, everybody. This is the Incredible Hulk.
And this is Juanqui, and you are tuned in to the J&H Podcast.
Drop a bomb on that?
Sure.
All right, we're back with another one, my love.
I hope that I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of unintentional ASMR.
ASMR?
You know what that is?
Yes.
Unintentional?
I know it, really.
No, do you know what unintentional ASMR is?
Unintentional ASMR?
Correct.
No, what is that?
That is when you are making ASMR sounds, but you're not doing it on purpose. So you're not making a video about ASMR, but ASMR is happening all around you.
So what is that? I don't get it.
Listen to this.
Oh, so you want to make these?
No, what I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are keeping track, my microphone is now being hung on top of my head.
I thought you liked microphones on your face.
Before, my mouth was above the microphone. Now I have to reach up and speak into the microphone. We are trying something new. And because of that, I have a feeling that the microphone is picking up a lot of unintentional ASMR. Like when I move on the couch. See, can you hear it?
No.
I can't either.
Yeah, so I think you're just telling them all of this background bullshit that the background music is going to just...
They love to hear the background.
The live editing?
They love to hear the background. No, that's not live editing. Because if I was live editing this from the control room, I would be...
There we go.
Oh, thank you for joining us for another episode of the J&H Podcast 2024 edition. Drop a bomb on that. All right, my love, before we get into the topics from today, how are you dealing with the fact that you're going to be more thirstier than ever now?
I'm actually upset. And do you want to tell them why?
Sure, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to be some thirsty bitches.
We are going to be thirsty. Well, no, because, you know, on a regular, I keep my water on a metal container anyway, on a thermal. So it doesn't really affect me like that. But for those of you who do not know, it was recently reported that plastic bottles, like your Poland Springs, and Poland Spring, Nestle company, don't come for me, okay? I'm just giving you as an example, your Avions, your Fiji, which, by the way, you know Fiji ain't coming for no damn Fiji.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
They just throw names on these shit.
They just
spring water don't come from a spring.
No damn spring.
It springs right out of the faucet.
You're right. But ladies and gentlemen, they have found, several stories have found hundreds, in some cases, thousands of well, why don't I do this? I want to read you a direct quote from the study.
Oh, hit me.
All right. And here we go. Several recent studies have documented the accumulation of microplastics in the human body, including the placenta, heart tissue, lung tissue, and others. Tasha, a senior scientist at the Environmental Working Group, tells Yahoo Life, microplastics can be carriers of chemical contaminants. Recent studies are now documenting the potential harm from microplastics exposure, which include inflammation in the body, changes in metabolism, and damage to reproductive systems. Neoplastics, specifically, are a cause for concern. Because of their small size, neoplastics can be absorbed into human cells and are capable of crossing the brain-blood barrier.
Oh.
Which, according to Cleveland Clinic, is a protective barrier made of cells that defend your brain from harmful substances, germs, and other things that could cause damage. A 2023 study from Duke University found that neoplastics may interact with brain proteins, leading to changes linked to Parkinson's disease. Drop a bomb on that.
Jesus Christ.
I'm almost done, baby. This is the worst part right here. In laboratory settings, neoplastics have been found to bypass the gastrointestinal tract or lungs and have been found to migrate to systemic tissue. In vitro studies done on cells have shown that the cells can take the neoplastics and internalize them, which can lead to DNA damage and cellular death. Drop a bomb on that. They are trying to kill us here. And here's the worst part of it all. You have all this information, you have all this documentation, you have all these studies. Did they tell them people to pull the bottles off the shelves?
Hell no. Of course not.
You know what they're saying?
What they say?
Now we're gonna need to have some more funding so we can do research on the effects on humans.
The long-term effects, I bet.
Okay, so you have plastic going into your cells,
Yes.
merging with the cells, hanging out all up in your brain,
That
blood,
sounds like cancer.
right, and Parkinson's,
Oh, we're gonna have the shakes out
and
there.
you need to still study it.
Welcome to America. Any other country would have banned that shit.
What is the
immediately.
FDA? What are them people?
FDA?
What are the FDA for?
To make sure that they only sell us the poisonous chemicals that can kill us, not like crack, coke, all the other drugs. They're illegal because they can't sell them yet.
No, they push those into the black communities to, it's called population control. That and the AIDS.
Listen, we heard about that, so that's
That
a
and the AIDS. That's
whole
population
other topic.
control.
That kind of makes me upset because they out here telling us, spring water, the pH levels. They was like, oh, this is alkaline water, charging us all this money, and now they're feeding us microplastics. So I'm guessing because they're microplastics, they cannot be filtered, right?
They cannot be filtered. That's correct, because they're like at the cell level.
So that means if we were
They're smaller than like cells and shit. That's why they can integrate with cells.
But then you know what that means? That means that if we drink spring water that is filled with microplastics, we urinate it out into the toilet with microplastics, we flush it down the toilet, it comes back through our drinking water eventually.
Yeah.
So that means it's in our tap water too.
More than likely.
That's not good. That's crazy. That means we have plastic in our
Now,
body.
how can you bypass this? But some people are saying the first thing is stop drinking bottled water. Use your filters. Bring a mug that you can recycle. Just fill up your mug at the water cooler. I personally filter my water at home, and I have a thermal that I use, a bottle that I use that is stainless steel inside.
Yeah, so I guess the thing is to just try to avoid the water that has been sitting in the plastic that's been seeping into the water.
Correct. I would say try to avoid plastic as a general rule. I mean, it's not, you're not gonna be able to get away from plastic, period. But the more that you cut it out of your life, the better, I would say, especially plastics that hold items that you ingest.
It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I just feel like everything is killing us now.
Well, I mean, it's the regulation of these things. I'm just like, if this came out, where the hell is the statement from the FDA? Who are they again?
The Food and Drug Administration, FDA.
FDA, yeah, from the FDA. Where is their statement?
I mean, these people, it's the government. They're not gonna mess with it because they know that it'll mess with an entire economy. Like the water is big business. You feel me?
I mean, but you could argue that this big business is in everything.
That's why they still feed us poisonous meat and poisonous drugs. Everything is poisonous, and they still allow it. They still sell cigarettes.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
With a label that says it has been known to cause
gonna die
cancer.
today.
And
That's what it says. On the label, it says you're going to die today.
right. Moving on from the water to another body of water, where I guess they crossed it by the time they get to Texas, right?
Oh my God.
Here we are weekly conversation on the immigration status and the immigration situation. The latest, have you heard the latest is that Texas is now securing their own border. They have kicked the feds out of the crossing. And yeah, they kicked the feds out of the crossing.
I did not hear that.
Oh, am I breaking news for you?
You are breaking news for me. I did not hear
Okay, so
that.
Abbott, the guy in the wheelchair from Texas, Abbott.
Abbott.
Abbott. Okay, Abbott.
Abbott.
Abbott on a wheelchair. No, Abbott said that it is, defending the borders is the right of the states, and so he signed some proclamation, degradation, segregation.
I don't think that's what it's called.
He signed some executive order that forced their national National Guard or whoever they got down there,
the National Guards,
to go over there and secure the border. So they kicked out all of the federal border patrol people, and they put barbed wire up and they're securing it, and
but they should have been doing this.
The illegal immigrants are still crossing, but they're interacting directly with the Texas government first, and then they're turning them over to the feds.
Wait, what is the point of that? It's just like wasting resources.
ABOT did not really go deeper into that portion, but at least he just puts it, because remember, he also signed some proclamation, degradation, segregation, exclamation. He signed something that it was, hey, I'm trying to do my newscaster thing over here. Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, so that made it now a crime for them, and like they could get arrested and stuff like that.
What are you gonna do in your newscaster voice though?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here broadcasting live from the Blue Room. It is the Blue Room because we have blue lighting. Don't put me on the spot. I know how to give it.
You wasn't supposed to broadcast news about the color of our room. You're supposed to talk about the border.
Yeah, but
the news.
Yeah, okay, well.
It's like, so Greg Abbott said, get out of here, feds. We're going to go to the border, give these people an interview, and then give them to you. That just sounds like a bunch of money that is being spent on absolutely nothing.
You want me that whole line? You want me to do that whole line? Texas Governor Bob Abbott signed a petition recently to... No, take two. Here we go. On my newscaster voice.
Okay, go ahead. Hit me.
3, 2, 1.
Action.
Texas Governor...
Whoa. Lips, teeth, tip of the tongue. Like, what is going on?
All right, no, okay, cool. But no, all kidding aside. So, but I want to bring it back more to New York City and what's happening in New York City. Which other states? Denver, right?
Denver,
New York City, Denver,
Chicago.
And what's happening with these migrants? I listen, and I'm asking people around. I'm asking my family members. I'm asking my friends. I'm asking people from all walks of life. Okay, we are now having an issue with the migrants and now going to soup kitchens and taking all the food from the communities. We saw a little bit of that during the Thanksgiving turkey giveaways in the projects.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
But now this is a daily thing at these soup kitchens and it's just really a shame. The level that, and when you have other immigrants, because I've spoken to other immigrants, like who's generation after generation, who came here through a legal process, they feel a certain way about what's happening right now. You come here, you cross illegally, you break the law, you invade a country, you break the law, and you get welcomed with open arms. You get the most support I have ever seen the government give anybody in need.
Exactly.
An American, a citizen, a veteran. I've never seen them hand out $9,000 and a starter kit and an apartment and to people who were citizens.
Yeah. It's wild. They don't even treat the vets like that.
That's what I'm saying. People who have paid their dues, or even people who are mentally ill, people who have drug addictions, we are the support services for those people. Exactly. The American citizens. I have a big problem with what's going on. And I know half of the audience who just tuned in, who maybe have never tuned into us before, say, but gee, he sounds like he's not American. First of all, I am American. I was born in America.
Shout out to America.
And so were generations after generations.
Shout out to generations.
Okay. And the generations after generations came here through a legal process.
A lengthy legal process.
Okay.
Dropped the bag for that.
Okay.
It's crazy.
And pay did their time and their dues and the whole nine. And these people, and what's really bothering me is the entitlement of some of these migrants, illegal documents.
That's what bothers me too.
Illegal undocumented people, right? They're coming in with these demands. Aside from the fact that we don't know who these people. If there was anything in my entire life that changed the outlook, because I never said that the Democratic Party was I was 100% in line and in tune with what they stood for.
Yeah.
I've always have to choose the better of two evils, the lesser of two evils. I've always have to do that, and it just happens that I've always voted Democrat. But they have literally driven so many voters away from their party because of what they're doing, and because people want change so badly. People like me are willing to just give a vote to any motherfucking Republican that's gonna come over here and beat some sense into this goddamn government. Drop a bomb on that.
Well, you know who you're voting for, right?
Of course I know who we're voting for. And
Listen, and it sounds crazy because listening to our older podcast, we definitely were not advocates of Donald Trump. But I don't know if you're going to vote for Donald Trump. But if he's on a ballot, I'm definitely going to vote for him. And it's because I just know that he's going to do. Now, I'm not saying he's a great candidate. What I'm saying is that he is so far to the right that it's going to bring balance back to all this shit that has happened on the left. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bring it to the middle. And he said he was going to snatch the sanctuary cities away.
And that's all a bunch of people need to hear to switch over.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something. It could be that dumbass that said that the Civil War was about
Nikki Haley
freedom and about how to run. No, you dumb. Can you bleep that out, please? Thank you. Because iHeartRadio dropped us. Did you see?
We did get dropped by iHeartRadio.
And we reapplied, and I'm going to check right after we finish recording this. We should be back up there on the board.
It was the Israel stuff that got us kicked out.
You think so?
100%. Because they're, pro-Israel. So I know that
they're
that's
Jews
the
over there?
why. Well, you just got us kicked out of the process of getting unkicked out.
No, stand for what you stand.
Oh, I don't give a f***. Do not start me.
No, you, not you, the universal
because know my mouth is ridiculous.
No, stand for what you stand. If
Listen.
you're a Jew, you're a Jew. And don't tell me that what I said is anti-Semitic. Are you a Jew? Okay. I'm not a Jew.
You know what they use that? Just to shut people up.
Yeah, no, but you can't, there's a whole generation that don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care if,
we really don't.
There's a whole bunch of generations, a whole generation, I should say, that don't really care, and what they're seeing is the bloodbath.
Let me tell you something.
And what's attached to it. That's what we're seeing.
I've seen where this is about to go, so we're going to take it there. The Democrats have gotten America soft, where people can't disagree, people can't speak their mind, people can't have an opinion, and people can't debate anymore. I should not have to agree with everything that you say, but they've painted it a way that if you do not agree with the masses, then you are evil, you are wrong, you're racist, you hate women.
And you have all types of phobies next to you.
You're transphobic, homophobic.
They, them,
I barely like gay people, so I don't automatically, and I don't have a problem with someone who doesn't like gay people or trans people or black people. I'm black. I don't give a fuck if somebody hates me because I'm black. This is America, and you have the right to not like me. You don't have the right to cause harm or inflict damage to my personal being or attack me financially, but you can say what the fuck you want to say. And I hate that we can't
unless
do that
somebody
no more.
comes into your safe space and you need to grab a can of Goya beans and let that bitch know.
Are we gonna talk about that?
I will.
Oh my God!
Bop you upside your motherfucking head.
Listen, oh my! I don't know what came across Wonky's mind, but he wanted.
It was the child.
He chose to.
It was the child.
Wonky was like.
It was the child, and the child
Wonky
was
said,
gonna
"Hold on.
Her mother get dragged to the Agoya aisle."
Wonky said to me,
"Don't ever take me to ShopRite again."
Listen,
Ever take me
you
to
remember when
ShopRite.
Mariah said, "I will not climb down off my chariot
and throw tomatoes with you, darling."
Wonky said, hold. Let's go grocery shopping. And now we normally get our groceries delivered. But Wonky said, I would like to climb down off my chariot and go grocery shopping.
I wanted to be with the common people, yes. Did you feel like you were with the common people?
Let's
not talk like that. Let's not talk like that.
No,
I'm
not doing that.
But
so we go to ShopRite and it is a ghetto fucking mess. First, it was a person at the door.
The timing was wrong.
It was the wrong timing, but the person at the door was like, Can I help you with your groceries?
But I thought he meant he wanted to carry the groceries to us in the car, to the car.
No, I think he wanted us to buy him groceries.
Oh.
And I was like,
Ooh, child.
like, yeah, but you're a grown ass man.
He was an able body,
If
though.
it was a little kid there, that would have broke me. I have a weakness. Like, I will help.
Well, you know what the crazy
kid.
thing is? If it would have been a young boy, I would have been like, okay, I would have pulled out my cell phone. I would have MapQuest or Google Map or whatever, Apple Map or whatever, the nearest soup kitchen, and I would have pointed to him to the nearest soup kitchen.
A little boy?
You give me that look, but here's the thing. I have knowledge of several organizations that feed, and not only feed well the communities. I was just talking about it and how the migrants are down there now. But there, you know, where you least expected in every city, every town in across the states.
Yeah,
you know,
in
especially
America.
in big metropolis like New York City, right? You will find soup kitchens. You will find situations where people can get fed. Okay.
I'm listening.
Why wouldn't you want to have a man learn how to fish rather than just give him the fish?
I mean, if it was a little boy,
I would say this is where you go and this is how you can get
they
it.
won't do that because DIFAS, social services, and I don't know what his predicament is, but if it was a little dude and he was like, could we buy some for me and my little sister?
Okay, great.
$20 isn't gonna kill me.
Okay, so here's the thing. Great.
I would get cereal and milk.
Fast forward 45 minutes into the journey is aisle number 8. As they said it, the ethnic section, and I'm at the Goya area with my Goya beans, and now I'm gonna, since you want to go with the child thing, I'm looking at the child. Go ahead.
So we're in the aisle. I'm looking at Wonky. Wonky's looking at this chick, and he says the way she's talking to her child. And I'm looking because I wasn't paying attention because I don't give a fuck about people. I don't pay attention to shit. But she was on the phone, and she was on the phone, right?
She was on FaceTime.
And you know, some ghetto bitch. And her little daughter, she was yelling at her daughter to pick up something.
Sugar, a pack of sugar. And the little girl, I guess, picked up not granular sugar, but powdered sugar. Okay? And so she wanted the granulars, so she was cussing her out.
She was
and
cursing
the little girl,
out,
the little girl put the sugar back, and she started shaking her head no on her head, putting her hands towards her face. The little girl was like, I would say maybe 7 or 8.
And she was confused, and she didn't know, but the mom, instead of telling her daughter, she had the phone in her hand like she was putting on a show for somebody and just yelling at the daughter and basically insulting her, belittling her in fucking public. And Wonky
I stood in the middle of the aisle.
And then the lady was like, excuse me, because Wonky was looking right at her. And then Wonky was like,
and I say, stop making a spectacle of yourself.
And then
she said, what are you looking at? I said, the way that you're yelling at your child. Because she was asking all these questions.
Yes.
I repeated, I answered and I was professional and demure and proper until she said to me I should suck her
She was like, bitch, you don't got no dick.
Exactly. But guess what the bitch did?
What?
Grab her child and booked it out of the aisle number 8.
We do not advocate violence against
I don't, but you know what? That bitch needed her ass whooped.
No, she did. That was disrespectful. And that kid, and I felt so bad for her because
That's what broke my heart. That poor
she
child.
was shaking.
I'm not into, crossing lines and telling somebody how to raise a child.
No,
but bitch, I could tell you that's not how you raise a child.
At all.
And she was shaking, which means she's scared of her.
Yeah, that means that she's hitting
And she's
her.
busy on the phone with that's what she was doing, FaceTiming
And what type of dude would want to talk to a woman who treats their kids like that? That's crazy.
Absolute trash.
We would never
and then,
go back
And then
there.
I was looking for her through the aisles, and I know you didn't want to leave me in the aisle by myself.
Because I'm like, okay, she about to call some nigga and pull up.
Baby,
and then
it would have been
know.
cans being thrown. It would have been bottles of glasses.
I know.
I haven't had a good old fight, Savannah, in years now.
And I'm looking at you like,
The fuck are you doing?
You don't. Okay, Sue Simmons.
The fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing?
Back to the Trump thing.
So back to Donald Trump. So no sanctuary cities. He's gonna snatch you the fuck out of here. And I'm with it because Chicago, they're protesting. They're saying that they don't want these people here stealing all of our resources. We barely have resources. It's Chicago. You see what Chicago look like, how fucked up Chicago is.
And somebody else told me recently when I was asking their opinion about what they thought about these migrants, and this is also an immigrant who came through a legal process, and And he said to me that the plan that he believes that they're trying to do is so that these people in 10 years will vote Democrat.
Exactly.
And then he told me, which I did not know, he said that there's been a lot of under the table deals and a lot of things in these aid packages that we're not really aware about. You know, they let 600,000 Venezuelans get temporary working permits, right? Through that same program, in a couple of years, those temporary ones can become permanent. Okay, they could become permanent residents. Then they can apply to become citizens. Once they become citizens, within a certain period of time, they can bring over whoever they want to bring over from Venezuela.
That's crazy.
600,000 of them. And he said to me that this was part of the package when they were trying to get some type of oil or something. In order to get that oil, that was part of the package.
That's what they do. They sneak something in so the Republicans will agree, because if they give us this, we'll give them that. Let me tell you something. This is all self-serving politics. They do anything to get elected. I think that America is trash. I would rather be here than anywhere else. But America is trash. And the way it's set up is disrespectful, that hardworking people can't get anything. How veterans who blew off limbs and went mentally insane fighting for this country can't get help. But you can walk over here. I told Wonky, I said, listen, I'm about to fly to Mexico, I'm gonna take off my shoes, walk across the border and say, I don't speak no English, and then just get that $10,000, get some free everything, and just be an illegal immigrant, because life for them is easier. Yo, they're buying brand new cars, parking them at shelters.
They're doing that in New York City.
We've seen a whole tribe of them living in the back of a 53-foot trailer.
Right.
I've seen 2 videos of that. We see they wearing better clothes than most people.
They're wearing brand new shit.
Brand new name
shit.
brand
I was
shit.
looking at their sneakers on the train, and I was like, they have better kicks
Jordans,
than I have on.
Everything. These people are living the fucking life. The American dream that most Americans can no longer get. They're living it, and they're the reason why you can't.
I don't care what anybody says, and we're gonna switch over after this, but I don't care, and I know this is what I want. I want a paddy wagon. I want a paddy wagon. I want the SEALs to be knocking down every shelter. And if they can't provide the right paperwork, get them in the paddy wagon. And I need that paddy wagon to drive all the way back to Texas and put them right back.
Further.
And put them right back. That's what I want. And I don't. Oh, that's so barbaric. I have all of my documentation. Here it is.
Did you see? I think I'm not sure, so don't quote me on this, but I believe it was in Massachusetts or New Hampshire where they were asking the citizens, if you have an extra bedroom, you should think about sponsoring a family.
Yeah.
Why the would I don't know these people? Didn't you say earlier to me this week that they caught a bunch of gang members trying to come over? People who were on the FBI's most wanted list. They caught 6,000 of these people. Put it like this: if I was from Guatemala and I murdered somebody, I did whatever time, they deported me, I can literally just walk back to America right now and say my name is something different, and that's it.
That's it.
And this is crazy.
And you don't have any paperwork.
No paperwork. I am the guy I just murdered 5 minutes before I crossed this border, and I have his paperwork, but no ID.
This is what the Biden administration has done.
Yeah, so I'm done with all the Democrats. I will not be voting Democrat. But anyway, let's keep pushing forward, my love. So with all the things that are going on in the world, I told you about China a while now. China's been threatening Taiwan and everything. So
Taiwan just recently had their elections today.
Yes. And the Democratic Party won.
Okay, good.
So China has been threatening them that if they win and they continue with the policies that are in place, which are pro-United States policies, that China would invade. So China's been preparing for this. So now I'm like, okay, let's see what's going to happen, because China's been threatening them. Listen, if this stays the same, we're going to have an issue. So, China economy is collapsing. And I told you, on another podcast, I want us to go in depth on the Chinese economy and how it's affecting America and why we will never vacation out there and things like that. But they're desperate right now, and with everything that's going on, you heard that we just they hit one of our ships, not China, one of the countries in the Middle East hit an American ship with a missile, and now,
Is that the video that's going around? That
Yes.
I thought that was America attacking a ship.
no, that was them attacking.
Okay.
Firing back at us.
I heard it was like Yemen or something like that.
Something
they were
like
protesting in
I
Yemen.
didn't do too much research. I was like, I didn't want to intake that much negativity because I told you already, like 2 podcasts ago, this shit is going to be World War III. Everybody is fighting, so now it's
And this is why it's so important for people to prepare.
Yeah.
Preparing at all levels. I'm not saying just food because it could be a little bit challenging to get enough food and to keep it fresh and the whole nine. Unless it's like canned goods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes down, I think for me personally, I think that for me personally, people need to prepare. So motherfucking tongue twister. Need to prepare financially first.
yes.
I really think that they need to prepare financially first.
Yes.
And, I'm an advocate of you doing well with your credit and having your bank account and all that, but I'm also an advocate of you having your own secret stash, because when the banks decide to say to you, we don't have money to give, or when the dollar goes out the
And they
window
have
and
done
falls to
it.
the floor and they say nobody can get nothing today,
Yup.
how you need to be able to have access to something.
And let me tell you, it's scary because I used to hate these conspiracy theorists and these people who are doomsday preparers, blah. But I literally, for everyone that can hear my voice, and I know it sounds crazy, but you definitely need to invest in candles. You need to invest in fire starters and lighters. You need to get those. They have those straws that you can literally put it in the dirtiest water and it filters it out so you can get fresh water.
Yeah.
You need to invest and get some over-the-counter prescription drugs. You have to be sure and be
A good first aid
It's
kit.
better to be safe than
Yeah.
sorry, because let me tell you, there are a lot of people who hate America that have a lot of missiles that can reach us for the first time. And people don't understand that. Before, the closest they could get was Hawaii. And that's why Pearl Harbor happened.
And with time to know that it was coming.
Exactly.
Right.
Now they have like China has these hypersonic missiles.
I heard that would take like 30 minutes to get to New York.
And it can
just
take,
30 minutes to get to New York.
And the crazy, scariest part about the hypersonic missile is that normally if someone was to shoot a regular intercontinental ballistic missile or whatever, it has to leave the atmosphere, so it'll be picked up by radar. They can tell you when, where it's gonna hit, and how, like exactly what time, so you know what's going on. The hypersonic missile, they say you will literally have 30 minutes before you're dead. Like they will only be able to detect that shit in 30 minutes of hitting something, because it can fly low, it can maneuver, and it stays under radar. So that shit can fly lower than an airplane, and they won't pick it up on radar. So it's scary. So I just say, everybody, please invest in some survival shit.
And also,
just in
and
case.
plan. And this is something that Hulk and I have spoken about, living in New York City, surrounded by all these high-risers. And we've had plans. We talked about, okay, what do we do if, CNN
phones
comes
go
on
down.
and says, take cover, incoming 30 minutes. Like, do we even try to get out of the city? And so we've developed a couple of plans of like, okay, we have to get downstairs and get to the deepest subway that we can, and then just hope for the best. Because, to say, okay, we got 30 minutes, let's get out of the city, that's not going to happen. It's going to be
not.
gridlock everywhere.
You can't get
It's
out
gonna,
the city
exactly,
on a regular day.
Exactly.
So
just having those conversations, as scary as they may sound or be, or like, we've had conversations of, okay, what if I'm at work? What if you're there? What am I over here? Where do we meet? Do we have a meeting point?
Yeah, like-
how long do we give each other until you get to that meeting spot before you have to be out?
Be out.
And
what
all
if
of
the
that.
phones don't work anymore?
Well, this is what really got me to start thinking about preparing on the whole nine. Because let's say, just hypothetical and just thinking, what happens if tomorrow, all of a sudden at one point, all electricity goes out?
Well, that's...
do you know what you're gonna do? And I lived through the whole East Coast blackout. I was actually in the middle of rehearsal, and the lights went out, and the stage manager came and told us, oh, just keep going. No, actually, the director said keep going, and the stage manager went out the room to figure out what was happening. We kept going with our rehearsal. The stage manager came back like 10, 15 minutes later, and she was like, oh yeah, no, it's a power outage. And we were thinking, oh, it's like New York City, you know. And she was like, no, it's the entire East Coast. So she was like, the rehearsal was canceled. Everybody, good luck getting home.
Yeah,
because the subways, I literally had to
work.
walk all the way into Brooklyn from Harlem.
Damn.
I was like, no, not even one from like Washington Heights. I was like in the Upper East Side or whatever, West Side, which took me like 3 hours to get home walking.
Jesus.
In the dark. So, you know, are you prepared if electricity goes down? Electricity goes down, your cell phone at some point is gonna die. You have no internet. You have no access to banking. Banking was not available. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like none of that. Everything goes down. And it took us 3 days back then for certain sections of New York City to come on. Because they couldn't just turn the switch on and everything will go on. It had to be done by sections and like a whole
strategically.
It's a whole process.
I don't know. That look like. To be honest, we might have to go get some of that microplastic water, just in case. Because if the power goes down, the water's done.
Well, so, if the terrorist attack don't get us, the
plastic
thousands of plastics will.
Anyway, that's crazy. So yeah, and make sure you guys get batteries, solar powered radios, all of that. Just come on, like seriously, just you can get a little crate full of stuff just in case, because you never know. It's like the lottery. You're never gonna win, but you never know.
Right.
Other than that, my love, let's get into some lighter topics.
Sure. I want to close out. So we get ready to close out the show with the following. I heard Miss Vivica A. Fox.
Oh my God.
Shaded the hell out of the untalented, long-time suffering,
Oprah
untalented.
Winfrey?
No, Taraji.
You're crazy if she's not.
Henderson.
Taraji. We call her Taraji. Cookie. Okay. We call her Cookie.
No, that was many seasons ago.
Listen, let me tell you.
And that queen took down the entire empire of Empire. Drop a bomb on that.
No,
see what I did there?
Jussie Smollett took them down.
That's what I'm saying. He was a queen.
Oh, that's right. I just called that.
That's right.
That's right. You got me, man.
That's right.
You got me.
I showed up to work tonight.
Jeez, you got you. Yeah. That was that. I processed that one real slow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. She did shade her.
So fill us in. What went down?
So TMZ approached Vivica and asked her if she had heard what Taraji said about not being paid what she's worth and how they are treating black women in Hollywood, and asked her for her input. And Vivica responded with, well, that's not my story, or something to that effect, and said that she supports Taraji anyway. And then the internet went crazy, and they were saying that Vivica was shading Taraji. What do you think?
I think that the internet wants to see two black women fighting. Because it's lots of, it's entertainment. It's entertaining. I mean, you can't front. It's entertainment, right?
No, it is.
So they wanted to have that happen. But on the flip side, if Vivica didn't have that experience, and I can see how Vivica didn't have that experience. There are two different types of actresses. I know Taraji would try to put herself up there with the Vivicas, with the Meryl Streeps, with the Halle Berrys. She is not. She's not qualified. She doesn't have the body of work. She does not have the je ne sais quoi nor the talent for it. I know it hurts some people that grew up watching Empire until that queen took the empire down. But just because you can come on Fox at 9 o'clock once a week, 2 seasons a year, does not make you a bomb diggity actress. Drop a bomb on that.
Not bomb diggity.
Bomb diggity.
No doubt.
For the older folks in the crowd.
He took us back to the 90s.
But I'm just saying, so, when Vivica I wasn't at the bank. I wasn't the teller. I didn't write the slip for her or put it through the system. I did not write the invoice or pay the invoice out. I don't know what Vivica was making during her heydays, or what she made during her low days. All I know is Vivica Fox opened doors. Vivica Fox did what she needed to do, and she made a name for herself and a lane for herself. And when she was up there, the Set It Off, was a huge hit. And you know, they want to say all this about black women. Set It Off was led by our entire black female cast.
Shout out to Queen Latifah. I love her. I love her.
All I remember was when that girl with that skinny, aggressive, AG. No, she was a lipstick lesbian, was on top of that car.
Oh, with the blonde.
And there was Queen Latifah getting her life as an AG, an aggressive girl. And she was giving her the lap dance like that on the whole. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Now, that's a perfect example. Set It Off. All right. Led by a strong black female cast.
That is true.
A major company.
And I've never heard any of them complaining about their.
It goes back to the trashy people Taraji had around, the family members who knew nothing about the business, but she hired because, you know.
She did say that she had to fire her whole her team.
Exactly, because why wasn't I getting this when I was in fucking
when she was cooking?
Exactly.
And she was
Let me give you another example. Queen Latifah, wasn't she easy breezy beautiful cover girl?
I know.
Okay, how the did she get that whole campaign?
She was a whole manly.
Whole campaign. She went out there and did what she needed to do because she had the right people. Now, why doesn't Taraji have the right people? Because the right people don't think she's talented enough to give them the numbers that they need.
The box office numbers, you're
exactly.
Right. That is
because being on Fox once a week at 9:00 on a show with a huge ensemble where you're not the primary lead, you're an ensemble piece. Okay, you have a few scenes that night. The show ain't all about you. You might have one episode dedicated to the development of your character, but what's one episode in a 24 episode series or season?
And that's only 30 minutes of acting because once you add in the commercials,
Thank you.
I didn't even think about it like that.
You see how I'm breaking it down? So if you don't know, how many Oscars has she won? How many Emmys has she won? How many daytime whatever has she won? How many? I want to know how much she won.
I think that she thinks that she is
better than she is.
Oh my God! You know what's crazy? I love Taraji.
And let me ask you, why does she surround herself and hire all her family? Because no reputable agent came knocking on her door. You think that the big wigs in Hollywood came knocking on her door, and with that team, she wasn't gonna say yes to them and say to her family, no, let me go with these people.
I think she did it backwards. I think she did what she was trying to do was admirable, of trying to keep the money in her family with her people. But I think that she should have waited until she got to the top to hire her family, because her name would pull in the clientele and give her family the opportunity to learn as they go.
No, but I think, and again, I'm not in her purse, I'm not in her business like that, but I think that a lot of people fail at making the right decision when it comes down to that. I understand you wanting to give your family a step up and an opportunity, great. Give them the seed money to create something that they're really good at.
Oh yeah,
okay?
I agree.
If you have a family member that's great at a restaurant business, then give them the money to open up a franchise or whatever it is, and maybe surround them with the right people and let them make money through their own skill set. Don't bring your cousin who's never done makeup for TV or movie to be the girl that's gonna be doing your makeup for your interviews and your press junkets and the whole nine. Right? And she got you out there looking like Bozo the Clown, because she don't know what TV lighting is versus stage lighting, which is different, or movie lighting. All three of those are different, by the way.
Well,
and then you throw in there, what kind of scene are you doing? What kind of drama the makeup is calling for? Don't bring Shaniqua from around the block if she's never worked on a set before.
Know what, I can agree with that, because you shouldn't put people in a position where they could fuck your money up.
I was gonna say, you don't fuck up your bag.
Yeah,
and she's complaining, why wasn't I doing this? Because they don't have the contacts, they don't have the networking, they don't have the skills. Some of them might not even know how to get the foot in the door to get in a meeting with the people with the clear, easy, beautiful, music cover girl people. How do we get to the cover? Shit. Exactly. How do we get? But I see how I kept going. How do we get to the easy, beautiful cover girl people?
I think right now she's going to come up a little bit more.
No, I think what's going to happen now is the people that might have been interested in her now are gonna say she's difficult to work with.
I was gonna
look what she did to Oprah, a powerhouse like Oprah. She straight up, when Oprah can't control her, she went out there and made all these, during the press junkets when she's supposed to be promoting the film, she's bad-mouthing the production company that created the film.
Whoa.
You understand what I'm saying? That's what these people, these big wigs, are gonna say. You don't think Oprah sat in her desk overlooking the yard and looking at Stedman lay there and do nothing for her and dialed the number and said, Tarash, yeah, she cannot work in this town ever again.
I think that I think that this is
That's what she did.
with the cigarette in her hand.
Yeah, with
the long
It
stem
is
on
trash.
it.
Tarash, it is trash.
Done in this town.
That's right.
I think that she's not the first person. You know, Monique spoke out about Oprah and the way that she treats people. But my thing is, if I am in a contract with somebody that I do not like working with, and I learned that during the whole process of working with them, I'm not going to talk shit about them. I'm going to fulfill my contract because I want to get paid, but I will no longer do work or business with them again. And I think that's what she should have did. I don't think she should have came out as hard as she did, because she went on a press tour crying about how she was being mistreated. And I understand and I get it, but I think there's a way to do it. I do believe that there's some weight to what Oprah is doing to these people, because she's not the first one or the only one, and there's gonna be more. And I wish Taraji the best. I know 50 Cent said that he reached out to her and said that he would get her on a show. He said he showed her what he got Mary J. Blige for being in BMF or Power Book 2. And you know, told her that, yo, we're not playing like we want you. So, and he put Monique on.
That's fine, but the big bucks don't come from what they call the silver screen.
Oh no, this is Stars. Is that the silver screen?
Yeah. The silver screen is your TV.
Oh, okay.
That's not where the money is.
I don't know.
The money is in the big budget movies. Drop a bomb on that.
All right, well, listen.
That's where the money is. And let me tell you something. The people who do the big budget movies actually look down upon the TV actors.
I don't know.
It's a hierarchy. You know it is.
You know what I prefer? I think personally that I would prefer TV, because those residual checks keep coming even after you're done in most cases, right?
It goes back to what they worked out for you. What your contract. There is.
Oh, I will work it out like that.
No, you don't work it out. Your agent works it out.
Yeah, but I would tell my
And
agent, I want my shit like this.
Yeah, but when, you know, sometimes people, when presented with the opportunity and they say to you, okay, this is a hit new show, you know, they're not giving you residuals, but the exposure that you're gonna get from it is gonna be crazy. Let's go ahead and sign you up. I really think you should do this. You don't have anything else, you know. Or the director, the casting agent that's casting this project will be casting another project that got the green light for a year from now, and they really like you and they want to see how you do here, and then maybe you could. All of that happens.
The wordplay.
All of that happens.
I got you. I get it.
And let me just say this: I don't know what Oprah is like working. You know, I respect people with discipline. You know, I'm just gonna say that Taraji was feeling her oats that were not properly earned. You know, and she's not gonna be able to get much work after this. I'm just telling you. If Monique taught us anything or taught those women something, it should have been, you don't go out in public and bite the hands that fed you. Because just like Taraji was out there crying, you know how many, like hundreds of thousands of black actresses with credit, education, the whole nine, would love to have been in that position and probably would have done better than a Taraji.
It was probably her team that fucked her up. I think it's the contract. So, you know, we'll see.
And and for her to not know that.
Yeah, well, a lot of people get fucked up in these deals. So, but anyway, let's get past Taraji. So I hope she does good though. But I like Taraji.
I hope she does well. I mean,
with her.
you know, I don't want her to miss a meal, but I also don't need her to come out here talking about she's a Halle Berry, because Halle Berry, you are not.
Okay.
Vivica A. Fox, how dare you? You are not.
You are not. She
Jada Pinkett Smith, as nasty and crazy as she is not.
She is not.
That scene when she was in the bus and she just like.
Oh, but name another scene after that.
Oh, she was in
Demon Knights.
But she was also when she was walking down the street with the nails and the hair, and I think Halle Berry was in that movie too.
I don't know what movie.
What's the name?
It's a Spike Lee movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. Oh, she did do. You know who else? Vivica was in the Fresh Prince, and I rewatched the whole Fresh Prince thing, and I was like, oh my god, like
yes, Vivica Fox was in One Life to Live, the soap opera. Then she went to Generations, which was an all-black cast.
Independence
Day.
She
Vivica is that girl.
Wasn't she not in Charlie's Angels? She was in Kill Bill.
She was in Kill Bill. Yes.
Oh my god.
She was in Kill Bill, and she did her own motherfucking stunts. You can't, don't, no, that's not her experience.
She was, and I believe she was, no, she wasn't in that movie with, yeah, whatever, but yeah, okay.
Vivica Fox has a resume.
But let's talk about Angela Bassett. So now this is good news in a way. So I don't know if you know, but she finally won an Oscar. And guess for what movie?
Which one?
Guess, what would you have given her an Oscar for? Would you give her for Stella Got Her Groove
Well,
Back?
they don't go back. Did they make an exception and went back?
No,
they don't go back, because I think she should have, and then they showed the bias of it all and the whole nine. She should have definitely had gotten one for Tina Turner.
She should have mopped everybody for
She
that.
should have gotten that for
shit
Tina
is
Turner, but
epic.
I think, was it her male partner that got it, and not her?
I think it was that one where old boy got it. The hell is it? Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah, is that the one that he got it from? And then they snubbed her. She should have won it for that. If not, what other iconic roles?
She was in Stella Got Her Groove Back.
But also in
Waiting to
Excel. Yeah, that's Waiting to Excel.
That was Angela Bassett,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. My God. Yes, that was her.
Okay, she's not another.
She killed that
Tarash
shit.
is not another. So
Wait,
if there's anybody that needs to be out here and look at the class that she has never done it.
But guess what?
It would be her.
But
So
guess
which
what
movie?
She did for nothing. She got an honorary Oscar.
Perfect.
And I think that's so fucking disrespectful.
No, that's perfect.
An honorary Oscar means that. No, you know what that means.
No,
that
wait,
she wasn't-
I'm sorry. I thought you said lifetime achievement.
No, an honorary Oscar is
Oh.
where they just select a person to give an Oscar. Damn, why am I saying it like that? But they just select a person to give an Oscar.
They should have called it a lifetime achievement.
I think
because a lifetime achievement comprises your entire life body of work.
Yeah, but she's never got an Oscar.
And what did
for
she
none
say?
of her movies. She gave a nice acceptance speech. She always wanted an Oscar, but the problem is she didn't get an Oscar for any of the movie roles that she played. It's honorary because of just all the shit that she's done. But you guys have shit on her entire
It should
career.
have been a lifetime
I would have fucking
achievement.
Well,
it should have been. Are you sure it's not called a lifetime achievement?
I'm sure it said. Listen, it was a Oscar. She got the Oscar, babe. And it says that Angela Bassett, she accepted her Oscar award, and she gave that nice speech about, how she always wanted an Oscar. But it's crazy because I still feel like they disrespected her. They let all these bitches win over her when she was shitting on these people. And they said, it was funny, I was listening to The Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne was like, I would have took the Oscar. But if I do another role and I win an Oscar for my role, I'm gonna wipe my ass with that honorary Oscar and throw that shit in the trash. And I would too, because it's like I wouldn't feel like I earned that Oscar because it was just honorary.
The thing about Angela Bassett is that she was working during a period of time, and I'm not saying that it's much different now, but it is much different now than what it was. Whether it was with the negative publicity that the Oscars had gotten at one point when they polled the body, which was a secret body of voters, and realized that there were no black people in there.
So white.
So I think that the shame on you, it should have been called a lifetime achievement. That would have encompassed. That would have encompassed. It's time for me to go.
It's sleepy time.
It's time for me to go. But that would encompass all of the body of work that she has.
Yeah.
With that said,
I love Angela Bassett, and I think that she's one of my favorite female actress.
She is.
She's definitely she's definitely at the top of the list.
Oh my God, my leg fell asleep, baby. It feels so weird. Can you rub it or something? I can't even bring it up. Oh my God, it feels so weird. Oh my God, with that said, Hulk, take us out.
Yes, we can be found on all major streaming platforms. Anywhere you get your podcast, you can find us.
Or you can stream us at www.jnhpodcast.com. There you will find a player and you can stream us right off our website.
Hey.